Is Red Bull planning to sack Sergio Perez? Was the reintroduction of Daniel Riccardo to Alpha Tauri planned ahead of season as a hedge on De Vries' performance to pave the way for the Honey Badger to get back into the energy drinks top team? Was the sacking of Nyck De Vries a message to all Red Bull drivers and the entire F1 community about Red Bull's ruthless winning mindset that subpar performance will not be tolerated? Welcome to F1 Sparks, where you get your dose of spark from the world of Formula One. Sergio Perez faced a challenging start in the dramatic opening moments of the first practice session at the Hungarian Grand Prix. The Mexican driver made a crucial error braking while touching the grass, sending him straight into the barriers. It's evident that something is on his mind, significantly impacting his performance on the track, because a basic error like this is not at all expected from the Mexican driver, who had notable performances during the opening races of the season and is in second place in the drivers' standings. Let's dive into the details and explore what could be affecting Perez's concentration in today's video to see if the Mexican driver still has a chance to remain at the sport and thrive, or will this be the beginning of the end for the number 2 Red Bull driver? Sergio Perez had a disastrous start to his Hungarian Grand Prix weekend when he crashed just 4 minutes into the first practice session and caused damage to the RB19. The Mexican driver is facing mounting pressure as Red Bull made a significant decision to replace Nyck De Vries with Daniel Riccardo as the third driver for the remainder of the season, delivering a clear message that Red Bull's trend of cutting drivers mid-season is still in the cards. Perez's struggles have been evident as he has yet to manage to reach Q3 since the Miami Grand Prix. During the early stages of the practice session, he lost control of his RB19 on his first flying lap, resulting in heavy damage to the left-hand side of his car. Let's look at Sergio Perez's performance in the season so far. The start of this Formula One season has been nothing short of exceptional for both Red Bull drivers. They have been dominating the championship, with Max Verstappen leading the charge. Interestingly, at the time, the only driver who was a real contender for Max is his own teammate Sergio Perez, driving the same powerful Red Bull machine. Red Bull's car this season has been nothing short of a rocket ship, making it nearly impossible for any other team to compete with them. And with Max Verstappen behind the wheel, their performance has been nothing short of spectacular. Sergio Perez's first 5 races were also quite impressive, with only a 14-point difference from Max Verstappen after the Miami Grand Prix. He had some tough luck during the Australian Grand Prix qualifying, facing brake issues that led to a disappointing DNF in Q1. However, Perez showcased his true resilience by making a solid comeback on race day, impressively finishing 5th from the back of the grid. According to Perez, the results could have been even better if the team had listened to him regarding the brake issue before the Australian Grand Prix. This season, Sergio Perez's journey has been a roller coaster of emotions filled with triumphs and challenges. In the glamorous streets of Monaco, bad luck struck again as he encountered trouble during Q1 as he crashed on the exit of Saint-Devote, leaving him starting from the back of the grid spot on race day. But don't count him out just yet. The Spanish Grand Prix also brought its share of disappointments for Perez. A nail-biting qualifying session saw him barely scrape through Q1 and miss out on Q3 altogether, qualifying for 11th position. However, Perez is known for his tenacity and determination, and that was evident on race day. Despite the odds, he powered through, showcasing his skills and battling his way up to a commendable 4th position. Sergio Perez's disappointing performance in the Canadian Grand Prix qualifying dealt another blow to his already fading hopes of challenging Max Verstappen for the 2023 Formula One World Championship. Perez's Canadian Grand Prix qualifying performance could have been more satisfactory. While Verstappen consistently topped the timesheets across all 3 qualifying segments, regardless of the weather conditions or tyre choices, Perez struggled to keep up. In Q1, his 9th position was acceptable, meeting the minimum requirement to be inside the top 15. However, he was a significant 1.3 seconds behind Verstappen's pace in the same car. In Q2, with the changing weather conditions causing a chaotic session, Perez struggled with his decision-making. He made multiple visits to the pits, constantly switching between intermediate and slick tyres, and repeatedly locked his brakes into the final chicane. Unfortunately, he remained behind the performance curve throughout the session, trailing behind by a substantial 2.2 seconds. After only 3 races, the narrow 14-point gap quickly widened to a significant 69-point difference. The Austrian Grand Prix qualifying proved to be disappointing for the Mexican driver as he qualified in the 11th position. However, Sergio Perez has a remarkable ability to make comebacks and, true to his form, he displayed exceptional skills by securing the 2nd position in both the sprint shootout and sprint races. This impressive performance culminated in a podium finish on race day, sending a clear message to the world that Perez still possesses the spark and determination to compete at the highest level. Unfortunately, the spark seen in Perez's comeback during the Austrian Grand Prix was short-lived. In the following race at Silverstone, he faced struggles once again, qualifying in the 15th position and ultimately finishing 6th on race day. The inconsistent performance in Silverstone raised concerns about his ability to maintain a strong and competitive form throughout the season. However, what's even more concerning is a recent streak of underwhelming results that are starting to raise concerns, as it is more than just a one-time occurrence, but rather a worrisome pattern. The recent crash during the first practice session of the Hungarian Grand Prix is a devastating blow to Perez's dream of becoming a world champion. It had put Red Bull under immense pressure to repair the car swiftly before FP2 and raised questions about the financial impact of such damages. Let's take a closer look at the estimated repair costs for the significant damages caused by the crash. The front wing is completely destroyed, costing at least $150,000 to replace. The left side suspension, a complete suspension system, can range anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000, and given Red Bull's pursuit of excellence, they will undoubtedly opt for top-notch parts, increasing the cost by at least $100,000. Each tyre, which is now in ruins, comes with a hefty price tag of around $2,500. While these are visible damages, other hidden repairs may be needed, such as damage to the floor or side pod, which could further escalate the repair costs. The return of Daniel Riccardo to Formula One has sparked intriguing speculations. After just 10 races into the season, he reclaimed his seat in F1 by replacing Nyck De Vries following a tyre test in Silverstone that caught Helmut Marko's attention. Could this be all part of Red Bull's master plan to reunite Daniel with the team, just like the good old days? Currently, Sergio Perez holds an extended contract with Red Bull until the 2024 season, and it's challenging to replace someone who has been a valuable asset to the team for 3 seasons. However, Daniel has been away from F1 for a while, and it might take some time for him to readjust to the intense competition. And despite his career-ruining decisions over the past 3 years, the Honey Badger remains to be a strong marketing machine to the team and is loved by many fans all over the world. Red Bull's strategy is to familiarise Daniel with the field again by offering him a seat at Alpha Tauri, allowing him to acclimate before potentially making his way back to the senior team. The burning question remains, is Daniel Riccardo a genuine threat to Sergio Perez's position in Red Bull? Daniel Riccardo has made his intentions clear, setting his sights on Sergio Perez's seat in the future, provided he proves himself with Alpha Tauri. At the age of 34 years old, the Aussie is considered a veteran of the sport who's getting talent in their early 20s to be primed as new champions in the pinnacle of motorsports. In a recent statement before the Hungarian Grand Prix, Perez confirmed that he had no involvement in Riccardo's return to Alpha Tauri. He emphasised that he thinks little ahead and is fully focused on the upcoming races in Hungary and Belgium. Perez expressed that it's a great opportunity for Riccardo, but he himself is still determining what might happen in 2025 or beyond. Red Bull Racing firmly supports the Mexican driver, and they have confirmed that their current teammates will be racing together in the upcoming season. There are no intentions to bring in Daniel Riccardo for the 2024 season. However, given the ways Red Bull handles the swaps, the drivers remain on edge at any given point in their career. It's too early to say what will happen, as Perez can get back on track in no time. That's exactly what his fans are waiting for. The same thing happened in 2022. Sergio Perez's remarkable win at the Monaco Grand Prix in 2022 highlighted his incredible ability to make comebacks and deliver outstanding performances. Red Bull Racing team boss Christian Horner praised Perez's contributions, emphasising his exceptional teamwork and growing confidence on the track. As he continues to find his stride, Perez has evolved into a formidable competitor at the forefront of the grid, becoming a force to be reckoned with in the world of Formula One. For his performance in 2022, he was awarded with not one but a 2-year contract with Red Bull till 2024. It's fascinating to see how much has changed since the beginning of the season. We were discussing Perez as a potential winner, but now we're unsure if he'll continue in the Red Bull seat. As we eagerly await the next chapter in Perez's career, the question of whether Daniel Riccardo will eventually take his seat at Red Bull lingers in the air. The competition within the team is intensifying, and the battle for supremacy alongside Max Verstappen is sure to captivate the F1 world. Regardless of what the future holds, one thing is certain: Sergio Perez's knack for comebacks and his determination to outperform will continue to make him a formidable force on the grid. And there you have it, Perez walking the edge of the knife in Formula One this season. Will he recover, or will he lose his seat to everyone's beloved Aussie? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to F1 Sparks so you never miss an update in this thrilling world of Formula One.